down. Sounds good. Yeah, um, it says 720p. Rates. No. Starts to come good. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yourself by the time you get down here, hopefully it does. Yeah. Bye. One.
Any better?
Yeah, I think it is better now. I'll put it over there because right. Is that your phone or is it the...
Just, you have to pick the setting.
Seems fine. I know you set my phone up with it.
I didn't bring it.
Oh.
When I couldn't hear you on the phone, I was like, that'll be fine.
Oh.
Umpire didn't give it out. Pretty good bumper.
That was a good bumper.
To beat Battle Squad.
He's got well, he's got 2 for 14, I want to say. What are we looking at? 2 for... 2 for 11. Off 3, off 2.1.
I'm trying to find the score pad on me.
Oh, Cooper's got 2. 2 for 11 off 2.1.
This is, I don't know, not Chapman, is it?
Just line and length from the kid early. Don't mind it, Joe. Yeah, it's parking. Parking's
Bit of
27.
size about the boy. You'd have to say Cooper's the pick of the bowlers so far, wouldn't you?
So far, he's definitely the pick of the bowlers.
Good length outside off. No run. Big Dino.
On the front dog. Blocking into cover.
The rain just won't go away.
No, we had quite a substantial downpour before. Play stopped for all of about 5 minutes and then play resumed.
Cooper, good length on the hip. Tucked away around the corner. Saf will throw it in. 1 to the score. Don't really know what to say.
Good delivery there from Saf with the arm. He's quite a thrower.
Got a deep cover, deep square,
Deep move.
and a move.
And
5
straight.
legs up, can't be on the hip here. Punted into the leg side, no run.
Well directed. Well followed up there by the bowler as well into a vacant ring on the leg side. Saving 1. How many listeners do we have? We have 3 listeners currently. If you are listening, feel free to write in the YouTube comments if live chat is turned on.
Yeah.
No, it's not. This is made for kids apparently, and live chat is not turned on, so we might need to edit that. Get some feedback. End of the over, 3 for 76.
I'm going to have a listen. So we've got a change in the bowling here. Young Roy Penn, debut for A grade.
First A grade bowl for Roy. Came up into second grade last week. Bowled very well. Turned the game for us.
And this is a new trend. We haven't seen the spinner with a cap on before.
Personally not a fan of it.
Penn to wood. Oh, and he's bowled him first ball.
Got him! What a delivery!
Great start for young Royzer.
What a kid.
If only we could do replays, because Raiders captain has left that one on off peg. There's only 2 types of leaves, isn't that, Cody?
That's correct, and it's a long walk back to the pavilion when you choose the wrong leave.
Well, the dream start for young Roy.
You don't get much better starts than that, do you? First ball, first wicket.
Takes the score to 4 for 77 at the 13 over mark. What do you reckon a par score is here today?
You'd be looking for 140 at least, you'd say. You'd go with 7 overs left, you'd want to double your score. However, with 4 wickets down and the number 5 and 6 batsmen in, we could smell a bit of trouble here for Westbury if Royce is able to continue his trend and pick up a few more wickets.
I mean, Westbury do bat quite deep. You've still got Liam Ryan, Kieran Hume, John Keddy, Joel Lloyd, Chapman as well.
Matty
Pretty
Allen.
handy sticks in the shed.
Matty Allen now in at the crease. Has hit some form recently, from what I've seen on the My Crickets. Was unfortunately run out on the weekend's game, Matthew Allen. 14 off 21. Plays that nicely into mid-on.
In again, delivery outside off stump. Played off the back foot to Tom Bennett, who we have not seen for a couple of years.
Have not seen Tom Bennett for a few years. It's great to have him back in the side. Provides a bit of energy. Love seeing him float around the field.
Another good length ball from Roy. Dot.
Nice and straight, which is exactly where you want them. You don't want to give players width in T20s. You want to be nice and full and nice and straight. We've got James Weir here down on the long mid-on boundary, saving that one that the batsman tries to hoik over the bowler's head. But another one into point there, and well bowled from Roy.
Short and wide, pulled into the leg side. They're going to look for 2 here. And quite comfortable, really, after the misfields.
Gets away with one there, I think. He was able to drop one short, get it into the leg side, which saved him a few runs, really. Could have been a bad ball, but turned that one into a great over there, Roy. Well bowled.
One of the many talents that Lonnie's got at the minute in 2nd and 3rd grade. A lot of depth in the bowling ranks at the minute.
It's been great, I think. It shows how far we've come, and I think going forward it's going to be tough choosing sides, especially when we have a lot of blokes coming back in from Raiders and injury as well. So Roy's definitely putting his hand up to keep his spot nice and secure in that 2nd grade side.
4 for 80 off 14. Driver and rails back into the attack after opening the bowling. 2 overs, 1 for 20.
Not his best bowling, Dravid. A bit flighted and just didn't hit his lengths earlier, I thought. So hopefully he can come back on it and tighten the screws a bit in these last 6 overs.
Allen to face. Darted in at middle stump, no run. He prefers to bowl a flat ball, doesn't he?
I think that's a goer here with T20 cricket. We noticed it especially against Mowbray how hard it was for them to score off our spinners. And he's got a wicket. Clean ripped him.
Went for the big hoik.
Head in the sky, not on the ball. And the ball didn't bounce that much, I would say.
Naturally a pretty skiddy wicket. There's not a whole week return on offer for the spinners.
You wouldn't think so.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, we weren't sure where the game was going to go from here, but it's currently 5 for 80 or 14.2. Looks like Joel Lloyd coming to the crease. Pretty handy bat, pretty handy bowler.
Not a bad all-rounder. See what he can do. A good bowling attack to face, but at 6 for 80 or 14.2.1, there's a lot of work to do. 5 for 80, sorry. So we have 34 balls remaining in the innings, 80 runs on the board. Minimum you'd want is a run and over. So you're looking at 114. From that, if they can get it up to 130, I think they'll be happy with it.
Oh,
not the best delivery to follow up a wicket with. I might get to this one before it hits
okay, I feel it in a minute.
Giving a good chase. Whips it in and...
Oh, he's taking the run. All run 4.
So they get 5 for that. Handy for Westbury's total. Now, Charlie Taylor's quite officially to spin. So I reckon that one's just bamboozled him a little bit. An appeal, but going down the leg, I would say. No reaction from the umpire. Looking tentative here, Lloyd. A quicker ball and managed to secure a dot. And we'll have the last ball of the over now. Let's see what will happen.
Full toss, hit straight to cover, no run. Not a bad over apart from that 4th ball, 5 wides.
Finished off well, good comeback. Good comeback story there from Dravid.
Comeback story.
He's telling a story out there today. Spinning a web, telling a story.
As the rain settles in again after a brief moment of just humidity.
A lot of moisture in the air. You'd expect the ball to do a little bit early.
As we see Roy coming on for his second over. See if he can follow up that first one. 1 for 3 off 1.
With the cap on.
Score 5 for 85 after 15. Nicely flighted outside the off stump. Defended back to the bowler, no run.
Maybe there's something to wearing a cap on. Does it?
I mean, could be some kind of charm.
Does it change the way you bowl? Does it change the way the batsman sees you?
Lessens the intimidation factor. Maybe they take you less seriously with a hat on.
Or is it the opposite? Does it alpha the bloke? You either say, you're just playing club cricket, mate. You're nothing to me. I'll wear a cap when I bowl to you.
Roy in again. Nice length. Looking for 2 down to long on.
On Weary's arm.
And they get it quite comfortably. Misfield. Some may say you could run 3 there.
Not on Weary's arm. Oh, hit him, Roy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wonderful bit of work there by Roy. Good luck to Doozer out of the hand there too.
Just the one that spins on straight or goes the other way. Not a bad result by Roy Penn. Excellent diving to his right. Gets a hand on it. And that will see Parkin off. A dangerous batsman. Dangerous batsman.
Chapman to the crease. Getting some pretty good touch with the ball for the Raiders in the last 2 seasons. Pretty explosive batsman, scores quickly.
Launceston's got to look to tie down here now. We're in a very good position. Dots will be golden. Going in at 6 for 1 for 87 now. Or 15.3. So a remaining of 27 balls to be bowled. We'll keep it tight here. Restrict them to under 110. We've done very well.
Got a text message in from one of the listeners saying that we're talking absolute smack, so that's nice feedback to hear.
Absolute smack from Boris, I believe, has written in. How are we, Boris? Hope we're doing well. Oh, little misfield there by Roy.
Looking for 2 again.
We will forgive after his gallant effort on the ball before though. Just a single. See if we can open up this window.
Roy to Chapman. Oh.
Chapman leading edge into cover. Roy chases. And they'll get one.
Oh, 6 for 88 after 16.
Doing a bit of an around the grounds at the moment. Mowbray versus South Launceston. South Launceston won the toss and chose to bowl and currently have Mowbray 4 for 65 there. As we see Dravid Rao come on for his final over.
There's 4 overs left. Dravid's obviously going to bowl this one. Who would you have for your last 3?
Well, you look at Roy finishing off if he hasn't already bowled his 4. I believe he's bowled 3, so he has 1.
He's only bowled 2.
He's only bowled 2 now.
Jonas bowled 3.
Okay. So you look at Roy for 2. He's bowling quite well at the moment. You look at Jonah for 1. And then you need to decide whether you continue with spin to win or you look to go back to Dehan, who's only bowled his 2 overs. Humphrey's gone for 17 off his 2. Dehan has gone for 18 off his 2. So a decision to make there for the captain.
Drove it into Lloyd. Tried to cut on the back foot. Down through 3rd man for 2 at the moment. Think they'll come back for 3.
Easy, Sam, easy.
Nice and slippery out there today. The rocket slides are getting a good workout. And a bit of slippage on the ground there. Andrew Gower currently in front of the commentator's box talking some smack.
Rao in again. Chapman facing.
A quicker one, directed at his pads, played into Charlie.
Bit of a round arm action there. Just really trying to lower the bounce.
Low trajectory, hard to get under, which is what Chapman will look to do here, I think.
It's quite a good shot that. Out to wide long on for 2 runs.
James Weir also opting to slide there. Boys have their confidence up with the slides, currently 5 out of the ring.
Taught by the best Cody, Rocket was the master of the rocket slide.
The rocket slides.
he's got 2 balls to go, or one, maybe one. Slight hesitation in the run-up there. Chapman out to wide, long on this time. Looking for 2, Humper throws in and they'll get home comfortably.
One to come.
So Westbury's innings has been largely held together by Matthew Battle, who scored quite quickly, 41 off 31, 4 fours and a 6. And Ollie Wood, 21 off 27 with 4 fours.
An important wicket for Jonah Cooper there was Matthew Battle. I thought he bowled very well to him, very tight. Forced him into an error.
Another great shot by Chapman, picking the gap nicely for another 2 after deep cover. End of the over.
6 for 97. Or is that 2 to be added on? 6 for 99.
So it's looking like Roy might be coming on for his 3rd. Going pretty economically.
Looking dangerous.
Hard to hit straight against them, I'm sure. Doesn't give you much width.
No. Nice and tight.
Lloyd to face, 4 off 6 balls. It's going to start to look to up the ante, no doubt. We've got a long off, deep cover point, and a move, and now Dehaan's moving back to long on. Standing skipper today, Charlie Easto, moving himself back to point.
Just wanted to give a shout out to our 2 current watchers at the moment. If you wanted to text into 0427 291 321, give us a hoik and we'll get you on the show.
Oh, Roy.
Pen skittles him.
Flighted it up perfectly there, got it above the eye line. Lloyd couldn't resist and just lost his middle peg.
Split the difference there, he did.
7 for 99.
Excellent bowling here from Roy Penn. Just had the balls really to just flight that one up there, deep into the innings.
And this was meant to be safe for Jordan Grady.
Very well done.
It's good to see Panda over in the nets, back fit and firing.
Absolutely, he was excellent on the weekend, taking the first 3 wickets for 2nd grade. Very handy asset for the club is Daniel Smith. Interesting situation now at 7 for 99 with 3 overs left, and how these batsmen attack the game, whether they look to be happy with the one a ball, or they try and extend and look for boundaries here. I think for the moment, at least for this over in particular, as Roy's bowled quite well, they might just look to work ones around rather than target boundaries.
So what's the situation with the ladder? We've obviously got the bye next week. We've won 1 game, washed out 2, so you think we'd have to win this to be in any chance of reaching the final?
I think the mathematics stack up to be we need to win this and then hope for certain results to play out in the bye round. We have had a message come through on the text line from Launceston great Shane Turner here. He said, "Hey mate, long time listener and a huge fan. Just wondering what you think Launceston will be looking to hold Westbury to." I think at absolute maximum here we want to keep them to at least 120. Oh, at the most, 120.
Nice flight and delivery again by Roy. Looked to turn a little bit off the face.
Hand to Keddy. Keddy blocks into cover there. Keddy, a handy cricketer, handy off spinner, handy batsman. Really held up their 2nd grade team, Westbury, in years gone by.
A lot of experience.
Works that one around to Jonah Cooper, who misfields, and they take 1.
So the ladder currently sits Westbury 3 points with a quite healthy looking percentage of 1.97. Mowbray 3 points, 0.75%. South Launceston sitting 3rd with 2 points. Launceston in 2 but minus 0.91 on the percentage, and Riverside in at 5th, 2 points, minus 1.19%.
There's going to be a little bit to play out here, I think.
Another dot for Roy.
Launceston really needs to get a W on the board to look like much chance of making the final. Taking on the top team, of course, and keeping them to potentially 120 here would be a great result.
Just nudged off the leg side there for a single out to square leg, and that's over. Another great over from young Roy on debut.
7 for 101.
It's looked right at home.
Excellent in the field early as well, Roy. He brought a lot of energy and was buzzing around the field, so he's quite comfortably fit into this T20 side.
2 overs left. Looks like Jonah's going to bowl one of those. Currently 2 for 12 off 3. You think Roy would finish from the other end? 3 overs, 2 for 9. Pretty tidy. 2 debutantes playing the role of experienced veterans.
Playing quite well. Leading this side as young children, but also showing maturity with the ball.
Chapman to face Cooper. Where do you reckon he's going to look to score here? Strong to the offside. Mid-off is up. Could be looking to go over cover mid-off.
Looking to hit through cover here straight. Yeah, gets on the back foot and places it in. Opts to get Ketty on strike with a left.
Now Jonah loves bowling to left-handers, so we'll see what he can throw together here.
Bowling to his dad actually. John Ketty.
His dad.
His dad.
Oh.
He's cricket dad.
He's cricket dad.
He has a lot of respect for kids and sees him as a father role in his life.
Father figure.
Father figure, yes. Cricketing father figure.
For the left-hander, we've got deep mid-wicket. Deep cow, really. Third man and cover. Again, a good length ball.
Hit him.
Look to take the pace off it. Nudged into the offside for 1.
Frog Boxers caught that there. Jonah Cooper with some swift fielding work.
Never seen him move so fast.
Cat-like.
What are your thoughts on young Charlie not wearing any keeping pads?
I'm not sure if he's got all keeping pads off or whether they're underneath. If he has chose to go on with them off, then personal choice. I personally wouldn't. I like to keep my shins intact, but Cooper comes in.
Ooh.
Hits a length and it drops to on the batsman's crease and they get 1.
He's really trying to jam the kind of like the leg stump line on the hip there so they can't free the arms on the offside. Coming around the wicket to the left-hander.
Looking strong here, Lions.
If they can hold it to 6 and over, they'll be, pushing 120-ish.
9 balls remain. They need 2 and over to get it up. Or 2 balls, sorry, to get it up to 120.
Oh.
As Ketty tries the ramp and Charlie Taylor takes a great catch. Well, Jonah Cooper.
It's his 3rd of the day. Unstoppable with these young fellas.
8 for 104. Now the real question here is, can Jonah get himself a Michelle?
Who have we got to come in? Kieran and Liam Ryan, I think.
Hume Ryan.
Both pretty decent batters, good eyes. Looks like Liam striding to the crease.
If Cooper were to get a Michelle here, he'd also have to get a hat-trick. I don't think we'd stop hearing about that for a few weeks.
No, look, you'd have your ear tune off.
Snapchats galore of just bowling figures, and asking whether or not I saw his hat-trick, I imagine.
Now, it would be a pity if we actually disabled Frog Box for this next couple of balls. Just on the off chance it happens, but we won't do that.
On strike Chapman, however, solid bat.
The only way Chapman's really going to get out here is if he tries something a bit outrageous, like a ramp.
Goes to motors or something.
Or tries to,
Oi, does give it a hoik.
Should back himself in hit straight, I think, here. Quite a long boundary out to the leg side. Plenty of protection. Final ball of his spell. And he's hit that quite nicely.
Driver diving, just misses the catch there, falls short by about 10 centimetres, I'd say. An excellent work in the field. Great energy from Charlie Taylor as well to get onto that one.
So that's a great 4 overs by Cooper. He finishes 3 for 16 off 4. Quite the start to his A-grade career.
Quite handy, young Jonah. Does look like he could have a real big future at the Launceston Cricket Club as a really good bowler.
Oh, this is interesting.
We've got Humphrey coming on. No pen.
Roy might be given the flick here, and it looks like the veteran Ben Humphrey coming on. Interesting choice.
Very interesting choice. Charlie's opted to go to the sound head in Ben Humphrey, who's played a lot of games and a lot of T20s. Hopefully he can now... potential here also from Charlie Eastoe just to try and save Roy's figures from the last over attack of Westbury as well.
I would have backed him in. He's got great changes of pace, but that's alright. I'm sure he'll learn from today. So we've got a long on, long off, cover point, moo and square leg.
It's it straight down the ground. They'll look for 2. Can Penn get it in?
It's quite a long boundary out here. They could probably afford to be 5 or 10 off rather than on.
Using his feet a lot here, Chapman, to move around the crease and worry the bowler. Humphrey unfazed, however.
So at 8 for 107, we've got 4 balls left. Do you think a good target for them would be another 2 boundaries off the rest of this over?
You'd think so. He's lofted it over cover there, and that has rolled for 4. So there's one of the aforementioned 2.
It's good use of the feet there. Stepped over to the leg side and hit the ball that was probably on middle and off over a wide long off to cover region. No fielders out there.
The task here is for Humphrey to hit toes, I think, here. He needs to be very, very full. Nice Yorkers coming into the batsman so he can't get his bat underneath it.
The rain begins to fall again.
That's the ball. That's exactly what he needed to do there. He's done very well. They'll look to come back for 2.
Oh.
Dehan flicks in.
Good throw, would have had him there.
Would have had him in a little bit of strife.
Looks like he's a little bit sore on the arm there, young Seth.
Two to come. Oh, another full ball. Directly into Weary at cover. He fields it nicely. And we'll have the final ball of this innings being bowled now. Maximum score of 119.
Ooh.
Will it get there? No, we're not caught on the boundary by Dean Heisfield.
Buckets.
Very well caught, and that's the end of the innings at 9 for 113. We'll take a short break and be back with the Launceston Cricket Club batting innings. I'll take a far seat this time.
That's alright.
Chewing in ears.
I'd rather stand, I think. You're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear that, surely.
Hope not.
Alright.
Launceston's finest chicken burger about to be consumed.
No players to eat tonight, though. Pretty filthy on that.
Chicken burger as a players tea though?
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no.
Best players tea, question mark.
Can't go past any of the pastas, I don't think.
Pastas.
Roast gravy rolls. I think the random night where we had like a few different people make curries, that was pretty good. A few hot ones in there.
Hot curries. Speaking of hot curries, Dean Ticefield loves making a hot curry, loves the spicy food, and we'll be on strike for the first ball. Hopefully we see a bit of spice in his batting today.
Yeah, you'd say his career strike rate sits at about 150 plus for the Lions, if not higher, but...
Similar there to Daniel Smith, actually, who also has a career strike rate of above 130.
First ball, nicely noodled down to third man. Chapman's a very, very quality bowler. Not sure how he ended up last year, but I think he was a leading wicket taker in the Premier League in Hobart. Played a little bit of second 11, I think, as well. And he's bowling to Charlie Easter, who's also moved up from, well, not also, but also played second 11. He's recently moved up to the Raiders from Glenorchy.
Living with one James Lee, cult hero at Launceston Cricket Club.
Recently turned 30, a couple of weeks back. So we've got third man and fine leg, pretty standard T20 field in the power play. Fullish length outside off, through the hands at it. Outside edge down to third man for a single. 2 runs off 2 balls. I mean, really, that's all the Lions have got to do. Run a ball, gets you home.
Walked into the rooms before and had a chat with Andrew Gower and looking to score these runs in around 15 if possible, just to up our run rate so that we're looking a little bit better on the ladder there. It's not all or nothing for the Lions, but we would like to get it up just a little bit quicker.
So as we saw that last ball, slightly back of the length, but Dean's throwing the hands at it. Goes pretty hard at them, like a dead fish, they say. A bowler of Chapman's class will figure out a way to restrict his scoring zones. As we see a play and miss outside the off stump. Tell you what, this would be taxing doing this all day for 5 days in a row. Test match.
But at least you get paid for it and you have content pre-planned before you go in.
Fired in at the leg stump, inside edge onto the pads, no run. And I also suppose you do it in little stints, don't you? You don't sit there all day. Little hour blocks. Chapman in for the 4th ball, or the 5th ball. Nicely played off the back foot to deep point by Thiesfield.
That has rocketed off the middle there. One of the better shots where you're unlucky not to get 4, I think, with the man out at deep point.
So down for 5 after 1. Looks like Joel Lloyd will be bowling from the southern end, Elfin Sports Centre end. Quite a handy left arm, can swing both ways. Different field this time. We've got a deep backwards, forward square, and quite a square fine leg.
Slip in as well. Hume staying at slip and opting to stay for the first couple of overs. That'll be due to Lloyd's ability to swing the ball, I would say.
His first ball, a little bit of outswing there, back of a length outside the off stump, bunted into the offside, no run. Got a rainbow out to our left, clear skies to our right, and some imminent looking weather to the southwest. Oh, I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but that looked like it might have been a wide. Dean doesn't look happy.
Dare say the umpire's got one wrong there. Unfortunate. However, we move on.
Looked like it might have got stuck in Joel's hand there.
Today's broadcast, of course, brought to you by JBC Sports Power. They're your local experts. In-swinging delivery now. Going through the middle of fast field, however missing all parts of the wickets.
Looks like he wants to go after Lloyd here, but I think he's got to be wary that he's a pretty classy operator. That one's called wide, I thought that may have been the case. So far it's over 3 dots and a wide. Just got to look to tick the scoreboard over.
The good thing here though, Dean knows that the runs will come for him. He does have the shots in his bag and he will be able to expand his shot selection as the innings goes on, so getting tied down for 4 or 5 balls here won't worry him too much.
Now we're heading to the BBL game next Wednesday, Cody.
Next Wednesday there is a BBL game at Utah Stadium and I will be attending.
It's great that doesn't fall on a training night.
And that has been lofted over mid-wicket, out to the fielder. And returned to the bowler cleanly.
How are we going at the other game? Mowbray South game.
Just looking around the grounds at the moment, Tom, we've got Mowbray versus South Launceston. Of course, South Launceston winning the toss and choosing to bowl. However, Mowbray 8 for 101, so South Launceston probably winning a good toss there, I would say. Wickets, of course, in that game going to LeBroy and Donlon. Donlon.
Singles to Ahmed and Licht.
Easto tries to just pop one over off his legs over mid on there and unfortunately gets caught. Just didn't play all the way through it. It was a bit tentative on the shot, I think. 1 for 7.
Not the greatest way to get out, but a good reward for Lloyd's over there, I think.
Easto, of course, enjoys the pace on the ball, so I think Lloyd's, not lack of, but variation of pace compared to other bowlers which Easto is used to facing in the Premier League, may have contributed to that shot being played in the air there.
Ben Humphrey strides to the crease.
How about the strut on him?
The man known as many names, Sloth, Humphrey Bear.
And we'll keep the rest quiet as this is a kid-friendly stream.
Sits at around 2 metres, I think, young Ben.
It's quite a tall lad, isn't he?
Chapman in for the start of the third over. Score 1 for 7. Good length off dot ball. You can see Dean looks a lot more comfortable against Chapman. A bit more pace on the ball.
Loves the pace coming onto the ball there, Dino does. He's got some good hands and good wrists on him, and he's able to get the bat flowing through the ball when it's coming on nice and quick.
Chapman in. Flashed at one outside the off stump.
In the air, could have been caught by a gully if it was a little bit wider, however, races away for 4.
Must have been a little misfield down there from the fielder.
Just rolls through his...
Young Allen, I think. Feel nice for Dean there to get a boundary away. Get rid of some nerves.
Starts to move his strike rate up as well.
And there's one thing you don't do to Dean, you don't bowl short, because he's got one of the best pull shots I've ever seen.
One bounce 4 there into the David Boone stand area. The long end, or the long boundary for today.
Back-to-back boundaries for Thiesfield, that's what we're used to from him.
Now a bit of good cricket here would be just taking the one to the man at deep point or third man. Looks to go again, and that'll be a dot. Always a bit of good cricket when hits a boundary and then just noodles a one. It's always good cricket. Thiesfield on the front dog, hitting cleanly straight back down the ground, and that'll race away for 4.
Probably some of the quickest outfields I've seen this year across the grounds as of late.
The NTCA is looking quite nice at the moment, and so is Invermay Park. It's like carpet out there. Of course, the WBBL being played out at Invermay Park prior to the start of this season, and was in a very good nick in the recent games we've played out there. NTCA looking very quick as well, as compared to recent years.
Took the pace off that one. Dot ball finishes the over. Score is 1 for
19.
19 off 3. Now, do you reckon Lloyd's going to... Yes, he is. Continuing from the southern end. Lloyd
will continue. Humphrey will look to probably squirt him through a mid-wicket here, I reckon. Dangerous territory for Ben, making sure he's got to be hitting along the ground, as he does like to hit it into the mid-wicket region. We'll see what he can do. Hopefully he can just look to noodle some ones, get Dean on strike and get the fireworks going, and Dino can start to really take hold of Lloyd's pace. We've got a visitor in the commentary box today, Dihan Cloyette.
Hey boys.
How do you think you bowled today, Dihan?
Don't talk to me about it.
Don't talk to him about it, he says.
I asked for drinks, mate.
Yeah, sorry.
Nicole had to sort me out. No.
There's the danger with Lloyd's pace again.
Just threw the shots a bit early.
This is actually commentary. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's okay, it's pretty casual. Lloyd's looking pretty dangerous here. He may be rolling his fingers down a field, they may just be stopping in the wicket.
Talk us through your overs, Dahan. How do you think you executed?
This is a piss leg or legit question?
No, legit question. How do you think you went? Obviously, none for 18 off your 2, so not
three,
your...
thanks, but anyway. No, it was 2. It was 2. Oh, God damn it. Oh, nah,
What's your return to cricket? You've had a couple of weeks off.
I'm still not playing Saturday. Still not fully recovered, still not 100%. Couldn't bowl at training last night. Barely bowled. Tuesday night.
Full ball on the off stump. Harper squirts it down past the umpire for a single.
Bit of toe in that one.
Hello, toes.
Speaking of toes, how are the toes?
My toes are fine. They're not causing no more issue, but
Okay.
did I tell you about the duck duck goose game that
No.
injured my arm even more? So we played duck. I don't know why.
Now, there is one thing you need to know about Duck Duck Goose. Yeah, it does get very, very violent if you play with the wrong people.
I can just think it gets a bit not dangerous. So Charlie says after training on Tuesday night, let's play a game of Duck Duck Goose, boys, just for the piss of it. And we all play Duck Duck Goose, just normal few rounds. And Jonah got goosed. So he goes around and he gooses me. And as he starts to take off after he goosed me, I didn't get up to chase him. I just stick my arm out. And I got him, by the way, so I won the game. Thanks, but anyway. So just as I stick my arm out...
Humphrey's still struggling with the pace of Lloyd, I think, here.
He's just a quicker bowler.
Just needing to wait a little bit on those balls.
As I stick my arm out, do you know the hyperextension?
Mm.
And then as I stick my arm out, Jonah just runs over my arm and destroys the thing. Bends the elbow again, so that's still sore. My side's still not fully recovered, so...
He's a bit of a bull in the gate, isn't he, that boy?
Who?
Those things at full cylinder, and that's about it.
Jonah, oh yeah. But you can't really see that he's doing on full pace because he's just so licensed sometimes.
So Lloyd's looking quite difficult to get away there. Another tidy over. Takes the score to 1-4-22 off 4. So just there and thereabouts for the run rates.
Maybe you say we need to get him in 15. But yeah, I'm still going to...
Changing the bowling from the northern end. Raiders captain Ollie Wood into the attack. Oh, hang on. Oh yes, no, he's bowling.
Yes, no, wait on.
No, he's not. Jonathan Chapman is.
Awfully confusing here. There's two
It
guys
is.
at their bowling marks.
Both
I'm not
with
sure
their
who's
hats off.
doing what.
Ball
Brings
gets
us to
handed
the
to Wood.
debate
Looks
of
like all
whether or
the
not
rules.
fielders should have hats or no hats. I personally think everyone should wear a hat if they're fielding, except the bowler.
Yeah.
But as we saw earlier, Roy Penn was wearing a hat when he was bowling.
Oh, can we just quickly speak on Roy's?
Absolutely.
Like,
Handy, wasn't
I wouldn't say like A-grade debut, but like first bit of a taste for A-grade cricket.
it? Looked right at home.
Looked right at home, I would agree. 2 wickets and a run out.
Wood into Humphrey.
And he goes wide.
Squirted down the leg side. Well kept by Murphy. 1 to the total.
Do we want to know what Roy, the only thing Roy said after that first ball? That's the first ball I balled. That's all he said, and he didn't say anything else afterwards. He said it once and oh, that's the first ball I bowled.
A quiet chap, young Roy. Wood in again to Humphrey. Short outside the off stump. Bread and butter for Ben. Just runs it off the face down to third man for a single.
Nicely noodled there by Ben.
That's not noodle. Noodle just down the leg side.
I'll noodle you in a second.
What
How's
do
that
they
sound?
say? Two's alright, three's a crowd, is that? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my cue then. Have a great night, boys. I'm going to go say hi to the boys at training.
That's all from Dion Cloyette tonight.
That's not how you say my last name, but sure thing.
Kluter.
Cloyette.
Tom knows what's up.
Dion Kluter.
Cloyette. See you, Dion.
Shut up.
Bye, Dion.
Bye.
Get some fizz
I'm
for
marrying
us.
your wife, Cody, or your soon-to-be wife.
Where's my fizz?
What?
Where's my natural fizz?
Go ask your wife, go ask your fiance what engagement ring is.
Where is it?
Oh,
Strange question.
strange question from a strange kid.
Steesfield 18 off 18, run a ball.
Run a ball, looking quite steady at the crease. 19 off 19, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Hadn't refreshed the score update there.
So
Humphrey
we've got
just
short.
working it round the back of square leg and picking out a fielder there.
I wonder how they know who's going to talk in the commentary box. Maybe they do some kind of a signal.
I think they actually have a microphone, so when they take the microphone away from their mouth,
Ah, you can't hear it.
you can't hear them, but,
And you see them.
also you see, so there's a visual aid there.
Humphrey 3 off 6. Wood in again. Drop short again. Ben looks to drop it, but there's one thing Dino hates doing, and that's running. You'd rather hit a few boundaries. And for a man of his age, he's doing quite well, to be honest. I'd like to see how many of us are still playing at the age of 39, soon to be 40 in January. Definitely don't think we'll be hitting the ball as well as he is.
Definitely not. Got a lot of ticker about him, does Dean.
A Westbury resident himself. Oh,
Bit of poppage there, bit of difference from the NTCA wicket.
really reared up that one.
Usually towards the second innings you start to see the ball skid on or stay low, and I think due to a bit of rain and moisture this afternoon we've seen the ball pop quite early.
A little bit of pop.
Bit of hold up as well at Lloyd's end, I think. No running for Dean on that ball. Doesn't want to take a quick single, which is fair enough. End of the over, and it is 1 for 25 still.
We're needing a smidge under 6 and over for the entire innings, but
Currently going at 5s.
yes.
It's like Liam Ryan may be coming on to bowl. Raiders Ryan, they call him.
He has a knack of picking up wickets. Can move both ways. Also off the pitch. Nips it around.
And also he's in that very, very quick pace, which Dean will appreciate and like. So just the meds coming through, whereas some of the other bowlers bowling a bit quicker. Ryan will look to take poles here, utilising this wicket's bounce and holding it up, I think. Dean driving into cover there. Well stopped by the fieldsman. No run.
Oh, keeper's grabbing the lid out. Murphy will be coming up to the stumps. Maybe to pull Dean back into his crease.
Bit of disrespect there by the keeper as well, coming up to the stumps to a fast bowler.
You always want to bend it back a little bit more there, don't you? Guaranteed for a 10 to 15 kilometre per hour increase. I'm not really sure where that's going.
No, I think it landed in Dean's body and just trickled down the front of his sternum.
Did that just need to be closer? Yeah, right. Ryan in for the third ball. Oh,
Driving straight, and that is a magnificent shot there by Thiesfield, straight back over the bowler's head. Doesn't get much better than that.
when he gets width, he goes straight on the offside. Reminiscent of Rocket, a little bit of width, fourth, fifth stump, hit straight back over the umpire's head. 4 biscuits.
We have a visitor here, Lawrence Dodson. How's it going, Lawrence?
Come on.
Bit of commentary for this evening.
Got to do something when you can't play. You know?
How are you feeling today, Lawrence? How did you go in the nets?
Yeah. A little bit too paced up and down. Ryan into Peacefield. Nicely played off the back foot.
Cut away to the fielder, however.
Lloyd is everywhere this afternoon.
Has the dots.
Must be something about left-handers, I think. Peacefield on 23 not out. Had a massive hoik at that one. It looked like he was in a different postcode, to be honest, but We'll give him one bat ball.
Thanks for joining us, Lawrence, a man of many words.
Yeah. 6 gone, 5 gone. End of the power play. We now have how many out? Is it 3? I don't know the rules.
I think it's 4.
4.
4 or 5 in the last, however many.
So we can see deep square, third man, point, and they may and a fine leg. Would indicate they're either bowling back of the length or short. Nothing too pitched up. Oh, it must be 5. We've got 5 out.
They do have 5 out.
So
what are the rules there?
Long off has dropped back, Chapman on the boundary.
Pretty sure there are 2 separate power plays. Maybe that might just be one days though. Or is there only one power play?
So Humphrey's struggling a little bit with the pace. They get 3 off 10. Just needs to noodle them around a little. Run a ball. Get the set batsman Dean in. 23 off 25.
Yeah, Humphrey needs to look to score here, I think. I want a ball to a deep fielder is going to do us wonders. And then obviously trying to pick out the boundary where his strengths are. So
It's nicely played from Ben there.
Over mid-wicket, just flicking off his pads might be a strength of his that he can look to target.
So 1 for 30 now, the Lions. Chasing Westbury's 9 for 113. Quite a lot of spectators here tonight. Westbury have a good 30 or 40 people on the stands.
Half the town out's here, I've heard.
Wood into Thiesfield. Back of a length, pulls it.
Pulls it over the fence. 6 runs. Excellent shot.
He's got some quite quick hands there.
How are the hands on it?
How are the hands on it? Tell you what. Quite scary to bowl to in the nets. He and Panda hit the ball hard and harder. And then you've got EB. There's about 4 of them. 18. Wood back of length on the offside. Dribbles out to cover, no run. Wood into Thiesfield.
Thiesfield looking to attack and just not getting the right timing on that one, I don't think.
Looked like he kind of tried to hit a ball on the up there that may not have, been short enough to pull. Hit on the splice.
Good adjustment bowling there from Wood as well, noticing that he's coming down the crease. Dinging it in at the batsman.
Now the weather's darkened here. Ominous signs.
Thiesfield taking a moment just to do up his shoelaces.
How does the Duckworth-Lewis system work in a T20? What's the minimum amount of overs to constitute a game?
I could not tell you, sorry, Thomas. I believe half though. I believe 10.
10-10?
A 10-10.
So we're currently at the 7th over. So 3 more overs to at least get us to a result.
Through court. Batsman asking a question there, umpire saying it held up.
No questions from the umpires. They were pretty happy with the result. Chapman's a man of integrity.
Take the fielder's word for it. And Dean out for a nice little 23 there. Or more, sorry, not 23, 29 off 29. So at the run rate required, we do have Launceston Cricket Club great Tom Bennett coming back in.
When's the last time do you reckon he had a hit? 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
It'll be a few years ago now.
Now, do you reckon he trained during the week?
I do not. reckon he was absent.
Now, what more could you love about cricket? You haven't had a hit for a few years. You're coming out, it's 2 for 36. You're playing a T20, so you've got to score quickly. And it's pretty much dark.
Not the greatest conditions for Mr. Bennett here. However,
Classy player.
classy player, does have a lot of ability.
Looks like he's got AT stick there. Quite a good grey nick. Tell you what, it's good to see him back though. I wonder if it'll give him the itch.
Maybe a little bit of cricket club itch here. Could see him back in the sliding in through the twos, straight back into the ones maybe. A handy player, no doubt. If they can convince Tom Bennett to play, I don't think Zach Aldenoff would be very far behind. Following his stride.
Ryan to continue from the Elfin Sports Centre end. We've got long on, long off. Moo. Backward square. And now a couple of points running out to the boundary. Humphrey to face. He's 4 from 11.
Ryan here. I reckon Humphrey's going to look to noodle these ones.
Oh,
as such, but
he's gone hard at that.
Not in that manner, but just put them behind the keeper, where there's no fielders out. You've got Ketty and Hume chasing here. Ketty opts to hand to Hume, who throws it into the keeper, and they get a quick 3.
Quite a thick edge that. Ran pretty quickly. Bennett to face. That might be what Humphrey needed to get going. Moves to 7 off 12. Bennett looking right at home, marking centre, looking at the field.
And when you're facing up to bat, what are you looking at around the field, Thomas?
It'd be best to look at gaps, not fielders. The rain starts to come down again. Relatively heavy drops.
He's starting to come in quite consistently now. I think we may see a little bit of downpour.
And again, we need a further 2 overs and 3 balls, I believe, to constitute a match.
Unsure of the Duckworth-Lewis results, which would determine this game, however.
Ryan in. Bennett has another swing.
Popping up there off the glove, by the way, not the bat for the viewers at home. Not a drop chance.
I wonder if we're still sitting at 2, or do you reckon we've turned some people off? Sitting there saying, please be quiet. I suppose there is the mute button for that.
3 watching currently, I
3
believe.
watching. Well, tell you what.
Just want to say g'day to our 3 viewers watching right now. I'm sure you're having a great time watching this T20 club match.
Bennett on the front foot. Nudges that one out into the covers for a single.
Quick single's now an option for these 2 players who are quite quick between the creases. Humphrey with great long legs and great long strides, and Tom Bennett, of course, being a pure athlete. Humphrey squirts over cover there, man out, and he has taken it in the deep.
You'd have to say it's a little bit of a soft dismissal.
A little bit of a soft dismissal, and puts us on the back foot here for a Duckworth-Lewis case, I believe. 3 for 40 can't be good when chasing 113 off 20. However, we do have James Weir or Charlie Taylor coming in next. Looks like James Weir is coming out to the crease. Knows how to score quickly. Does it well, has a good eye for the ball.
Now, Humphrey, all Humphrey needed to do there was just hit one of the sweepers, get a single, tick it over. One of the more experienced heads in the team tonight. Quite a young tail. Quite a long tail, you'd have to say. 3 down now. Makes it hard.
Makes it hard, and that's quite a big wicket here. You'd think with the batsman in hand, looking at Charlie Taylor is probably the only pure stick remaining. And then Dravid Rao can also hold his end. Unfortunately, though, for the rest of the team, they're not much chop.
Harsh. They just haven't had a chance at this level to bat much. We've got Dion Kluter, who will probably bat ahead of Jonah Cooper and Roy Penn, possibly. Dravid will definitely be after Charlie, I would suggest, batting at 7.
Also, hopefully we just don't need those players though.
Well, that's right. Nudge it around, hit the bad balls. Cricket's a simple game. Bennett?
Bennett making it look simple there, hitting it to the deep fielder through cover.
Jeez, that looks like the Bennett of old. Hasn't missed a beat.
That'll be over and 3 for 41 off the 8 overs so far. Change of bowler now. Keddy coming on. Spin to win, as they say through the middle overs now. Coming into the 8th, so could finish his over as late as the 16th.
Now I've got to say, I think we've missed something here. Another spinner bowling with a cap on. Must have missed the trend here.
I think we have started to miss something. I think also with the new rules of umpires no longer taking caps, I think that's sort of been enforced upon bowlers. I opt for the cap in my back pocket. Just tucked in under the straps there. However, a lot of spin bowlers clearly opting to just keep the cap on.
Bennett to face, the score 3 for 41 after 7. Oh, bit of cobra there.
Bit of pop, bounce, spit, everything you want from a spin bowler is going on out there right now.
Got a cover point, long off, long on, both about 15 metres off the boundary in a deep square. Round the wicket to the right-hander. Bennett looked to come down the wicket, kept that back foot in the crease. Umpire sent not close.
Was beaten all ends by that ball though. It's looking like a spinner's game after a little bit of rain there. I think Westbury will look to spin to win here. They'll bring Humey on. And potentially even Matty Allen might get a bowl to bowl a couple of noodlers. Short one there from Keddy, hit straight into the fielder at cover.
Now I can't be confident, but I think Kieran was the leading wicket taker for the NTCA at least a few weeks ago. He's probably sitting at around the 15 wicket mark.
Speaking of, Nathan Parkin can also bowl spin. I had forgotten that. That's a
cracking shot.
Great shot there by Tom Bennett, just missing a fielder and racing away for 4. This outfield's got a lot of pace on it now that it's just a little bit wet and skiddy, so anything we can get through the ring is probably going to go. Launceston Cricket Club boys have finished training now by the looks of it, and we'll head over to the canteen and grab a bite to eat. Tasmania's best chicken burgers, of course, down here at the Launceston Cricket Club as Keddy comes into bowl. Bennett cutting away a little bit too tight for him there to get it away, and hits it to the fielder.
It was 50.
Oh, doing all sorts there. Absolute licorice all sorts.
Not sure about you, but that looked like it spun the other way.
That was the wrong one out of the front of the hand, I think.
Beat him all ends up.
Keddy obviously practicing that one in the off-season.
Now an update from the South versus Mowbray game. South are off to a flyer thanks to Cisco, 29 off 20. LeBroy was bowled by Spinks for 7 and Jeremy Jackson's 5 off 8. 1 for 43 after 7, chasing a total of 113, which is quite funny. That's what Westbury made, so must be the number for this Thursday, the 2nd of December.
Sean Harris also still to come there for South Launceston, so he's going to be quite the handy batsman to try and get those guys home. But back onto the game that we're watching here, and it looks like we've got a change in the bowling. Is that Joel Lloyd coming back onto bowl, maybe to finish his spell, tighten it up a little bit?
They like him against the right-handers, I think.
Yeah, and it allows Westbury to save their spinners for the final overs as well, I think.
Bennett looking comfortable at the crease, you must say. Hits that one into the leg side for a single.
Rain's still steadily falling here at the NTCA ground. We haven't really had a stoppage of rain. Not sure if we can see it on screen, but there are droplets consistently falling throughout the afternoon.
It must be said, we did need some rain after quite a hot week.
What a hot couple of days, yes.
But I tell you what, the timing's been ridiculous this year. Every Thursday it's basically bucketed down, and I don't think there's been
James Weir on the back foot hitting over deep mid wicket, and the mid on fieldsman stops it from going for four and whips it in. You were saying, Tom?
Oh look, I can't remember these things. Something about the weather.
It's been hot, it has been hot, and it has rained every Thursday night for the last 4 to 5 weeks.
I tell you what, there's quite a queue outside the canteen down there. I think they're making some delicious hamburgers. Might have to go and grab one. Oh.
In swinging Yorker there from Lloyd just beats Weir, wasn't able to
Must be
manoeuvre
said,
himself.
didn't play that very well.
No.
Cleared the front leg, didn't make the adjustment on the length, and good night.
4 for 46.
Oh, here's a bit of a spanner in the works. Dravid is out to bat.
Dravid's gone out before Charlie Taylor here.
Batting at 6.
The King has alphaed Charlie Taylor and said, look mate, I'm going to go in, have a crack. You'll go after me, I think.
She's quite a renowned what would you say, nudger of a bowler.
Loves to
Not
nudge.
a power hitter. Solid technique, good defence.
Does like to hit straight against spinners, come down at them. So maybe we might see some fireworks here from him if he can get hold of Keddy. However, he does have to get through Joel Lloyd here, who's bowling quite magnificently. Once again, this broadcast is brought to you by Sports Power Launceston. Launceston Sports Power. Your local experts, head in today and grab some cricketing gear or anything you need sporting related.
Tell you what that reminded me of. Do you remember that ad a few years ago, Sham Wow?
Sham wow.
You'd be saying wow every time.
We're saying ABC Sports Power.
Word into Dravid. Advances down the wicket. Noodles it a little.
Likes to move his feet. And the missed throw from the fielder allows Dravid to come back for a second there. Keeper would be a little bit filthy about that one. Was directed away from his toes very low. Get him up, he might be saying.
Yeah, look, I'm glad that somebody recognised that. It's never good for the keepers. You meant to look after their fingers, but what can you do?
Just want to give a shout out to 4 people watching now. We've got 4 people watching, so g'day to you wherever you are around Australia, and I hope you're enjoying this broadcast.
Oh, nice use of the wrist there from Dravid.
Dravid flashes away over point, and that is race for 4.
Backed away, opened up the hands, and said, I'll be having a little bite of that cake, thank you. 4 runs. Score now 4 for 51. Or 55.
55, I believe, once they update the shot. Drive it on 6. Nice and straight to Driver there. He plays it straight back down the ground and will sneak a 1 in there. So that's what they need to do here. That's all they need to look to do. Bennett's going to be damaging from one end. Dravid, obviously they're looking to rotate the strike and retains it.
Carey was announced as the wicketkeeper today for the first test.
First 2 tests he's been confirmed as the wicketkeeper, of course.
Now, do you think they're doing that just in case he doesn't go very well? They can say, "Oh, we only booked you in for 2."
I think it might be if Tim Payne wants to come back. A little bit of time off for Tim Payne and maybe a return at the MCG might be good. A bit of time away from the game though won't hurt him. Obviously, not the best news there, but all the best to him.
Keddy back into bowl. We've got 3 out on the offside, a long on and a backwards square.
Needing just 59 to win now, so almost halfway there at the halfway point of this innings. As Bennett looks to come back for 2, but does not. almost halfway there, so we're on par, we're looking okay. It's just the wickets in hand and maybe setting this run rate a little bit so that we can, go at one a ball and we've got this covered.
Yes, you can't really afford to lose another wicket in the next 5 overs.
Keddy flights that one up nicely, but soft hands from Tom Bennett ensures that it doesn't carry to the fielder. Classy player, would have played it that way deliberately there, Tom Bennett.
No.
Has to be pitching outside leg, Ernie.
Well, I think that's the commentator's curse.
That's either spun on very nicely, or Ernie's given another one that's pitched outside leg there.
Out comes Charlie Taylor. Now, hoping he does better than his T20 debut a few weeks ago against Mowbray, where I think he may have got a first baller. Tell you what, young Dom does a good job on the scoreboard, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Young Dom Shaliro, of course, a great patron and player for the Launceston Cricket Club, doing the scoring for A grade this year, giving up his time for the players. Very much appreciated by all.
I think we can give him a media fine for during the week where he was announced as a AFLW boundary umpire. I think for the games that are held in Tasmania.
Yeah, not bad from young Dom. Also Tom McEntee, another player for Launceston Cricket Club, our 3rd grade captain, also named with some AFLW responsibilities there as well.
What's Charlie going to look to do here?
Charlie does like to attack the spinners. I think he'll be a bit reserved though at the moment, as he dips one in for one, but they choose not to take it.
That would have been suicidal. I think would have got the Weber out for that one.
That would, absolutely.
Hardly hit it off the square. Wood was streaming in from point.
Would have lit up the matador, as they say.
Would have been gone by half a pitch, I would have thought. Charlie back foot, bunts it to Kieran Hume in the covers.
A good length here from Keddy as well, just getting that nice bounce, riding up into the batsman. Unsure whether to get forward to it or stay back. Of course, that's what you want on A1. A bit short that time, however, Charlie Taylor doesn't get all of it and goes straight to the mid-wicket fielder, and that'll be over. I believe that is 5 for 57. Nine overs to go now.
Looks like they're spinning to win here. Hume on. 15 wickets this year and an average of about 8.5 to 9.
Not a bad season.
To get away.
Not a bad season. Spin to win in club cricket sounds the goer here down in Tasmania.
High IQ cricketer too, Kieran. Sets his field and bowls to them accordingly. Looking like he's running with 2 deep straight, cover, cow, and a square leg.
You would assume here he'll look to dart it in towards their middle stump potentially. Trying just to get him to work it onto that onside, putting in a mid-wicket as well. So 4 on the offside with a deep cover point. 1 out straight, so he'll look to be flat and straight here. Dravid goes down the wicket and hits it just out to mid-off. He grabs it. Dravid's sent back to the bowler's end. Good call there from Charlie Taylor in the end, well done. And some great fielding out there as well.
Yeah, always look for 2 off the bat, but I don't think it was ever there. Ollie's a good fielder. Running to the danger end. Charlie may look to turn this one around the corner if he pitches 2 straight.
Offies, these ones will be turning away from Taylor as well, so opting for the 5 on the offside.
Oh,
Taylor looks to block there and lands on his crease.
and of course they're not having too many problems out there with their spin. Lukic's not playing today, and they've still got 3 spinners in the side.
And that is given out. He's walked out of his crease, stumped. Well taken there by Murphy. Must have just spun and done him up in all ends. So that'll be 6 for now. Charlie Taylor out for without troubling the scorers, unfortunately.
Who've we got here? Royzer.
Young Roy Penn can hold a stick, does bat well, has improved by a massive margin over the last couple of years.
Improved out of the start, you'd say. Quite a reserved, quiet individual. He goes about his work, works hard, and the results have come.
A lot of passion for the game as well, young Royzer.
Highly intelligent, you'd say.
Very highly intelligent. Wants to become a doctor like his father.
Orthopaedic surgeon.
Orthopaedic surgeon, correct. Looks after bones. Does a cracking job of it.
Oh, gee. You haven't got a young one on the way, have you, with those sorts of dad jokes?
No, not a chance.
You would say that Westbury are well and truly on top now. We're into the tail. 6 down. Another 60 runs to get.
Correct. Quite a disappointing chase from Launceston here. I think the boys will be a bit flat, but at the same time, these games don't count towards the main goal of what we're aiming to achieve this year, so hopefully it doesn't dampen the mood around the club too much, but obviously a lot to improve on in T20s now, and a few injuries of course around the grounds, and in multiple grades.
That's right, but of course for 2 debutants this week, a couple last week, it's a good chance for them to get a taste of A-grade cricket without having to play a full one day, for example.
Absolutely, a lot of positives to take out of these games.
So drive it on strike against Hube. Plays it nicely for a single to the third man. Open the hands. Gets the single off the last ball of the over to take the strike. Smart cricket. 6 for 60.
6 for 60 with just the 8 remaining overs now, so
really have to get a wriggle on.
48 balls with 54 runs to get, sorry. So a bit of work cut out for these two, I think. 53 from 48. 54 from 48. Apologies.
Getting to continue from the northern end. Driver facing. Flatted up bowl.
And
On middle. Chip to the long on fielder. They're coming back for 2. This is just silly. Absolutely silly.
that is
Terrible choice. Terrible choice.
yeah. Suicidal that was. Not sure who called that one, but unfortunately Roy didn't make it back. And we'll be 7 for 61 there as they completed a singular run.
And Faulkner.
Eddie Fawkes, Dihan Cloyette, and then Jonah Cooper. Cluter.
D-U.
Dion Cloyette.
Like Cluedo.
Cluedo.
Like the same sound. Clue. Then tar. Clutar. Spelt, as you would say.
Cloyette.
Cloette. But it's pronounced Cluter. Dion Cluter from South Africa.
Big Saf, they call him.
Also known as Diz, Fizz, Toes, and Dion. Not Dihan, Dion. Dion as well. Man of many names, it seems.
And the big Dale Stain.
Seven for 60. Or 6 for 60.
7 for 61 it'll be. He completed the first run, came back for the second and there was a run out. 7 for 61.
Getting to drive it. Well flighted again. Leg stump line.
Beating the batsman as well, so Pick of the bowlers today, Keddy, it seems to be 1 for 6 off his 2.3 now, with a run out off his bowling. So he's bowled tight lines, great areas, and been the pick of the bowlers.
Another one that looked like a leg spinner out of the hand. Driver starting to move around the crease, being a bit inventive.
He does like to invent some shots. He loves playing a few of the lap sweeps and around the corner shots in the nets. Practices them consistently.
Now Faulkner hasn't had the chance to bat too many times in A grade. A relatively capable batsman. Not a power hitter, but can survive. Dot ball. Good look to change his pace here, maybe fire a quicker one in. Catch Faulkner off guard.
Just a shout out to the 4 people watching as well, concurrently at the moment. And another shout out to Sports Power Launceston, who this broadcast is brought to you by. As Keddy dives there, trips over on the soft turf.
Now, he won't be happy with that, being the curator himself.
He will be filthy with the curation of that.
Responsible for what, Invermain Park and Aurora?
Correct.
2 of the finest surfaces in the state.
2 of the finest surfaces in the state, I would say. Absolutely. However, that can't be helped with the rain that we've had today, of course.
No, of course.
6 people watching now, so shout out to the 6 people watching, and of course this broadcast brought to you by Sports Power Launceston.
I'll tell you what, that one had some flight on it, Cody.
That did have a lot of flight on it. Big arc, nice big rainbow.
And did not look interested there.
We've seen a couple of rainbows out to our left today, Tom, but that one straight in front of us.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So spins look to be the most difficult to play across both innings.
Yes, I'd say that's due to the wicket and the moisture that it's gathered throughout the day. No rain falling now, of course. It's looking quite dry and quite steady out there. A lack of wind as well. It's died off. Conditions are actually perfect for a game of cricket. The wicket, however, looking a little bit tempered with the rain that we've had throughout the day. This looks like Chapman coming on to bowl, and this will be the 14th over? 13th over, 13 point. So the 14th. 13 gone. Right arm over 60 comes, says Ron. And Dravid takes his ritual stance.
Now obviously these two would have played with each other in the Raiders, but also trained a lot with each other. So they should be pretty comfortable with each other's weaknesses and strengths.
Dravid comes back for a quick 2 there. Excellent running between the wickets as well. Great intent through the wickets.
Seems pretty quick. We don't see much of that intent at training, but it's good to see that he's got it in the kit bag.
Absolutely. Saves it for game day, some might say.
Down the wicket,
Charges
through point.
Great flashing shot for 4 there as it races away to the boundary on the wet surface.
That's the second one of those today. Looks like quite the shot.
Does play that shot quite well. He runs along to 16 now off his... Wait for it. 11 balls. 18 off his 11 balls, sorry.
Now, could Dravid be the dark horse to just absolutely break this game open? Oh, that's quite the ball.
That's a bit of commentator's curse there, I think, Tom.
Yes.
At its finest.
So, what looked to be an in-swinging Yorker, chucked him in front. He was given from the umpire at the non-striker's end. He then walked down the wicket a bit, Murphy threw it into the stumps, so he was run out.
He was out twice in 1 ball.
So even if the umpire said no, he would have been gone.
Couldn't have not been out, so... Smart thinking there from Murphy as well, halfway through on appeal just to throw down the stumps. Quite often people do get carried away in the appeal and forget that the ball is live, which may have happened there with Dravid. Doesn't seem too happy with it.
Awfully dejected there, doesn't he?
Awfully dejected.
Walking off, carrying on, slapping his pad.
But out comes Dehan Cloyter.
You can say he's walking with a bit of nonchalance about him there, don't you think?
Bit of Dion, but yeah, he's going to give it a red hot crack though, I think. He'll
could get timed out here, he's walking that slowly.
Needs to get a jog on this boy. Dion also will be joining us for the KFC Big Bash game at Utah Stadium, where the Hobart Hurricanes take on, I believe,
the Sydney Sixers.
The Sydney Sixers.
The 76ers.
The 76ers. Philadelphia. He's coming over.
I wouldn't mind saying that.
Wouldn't mind Joel Embiid getting his pipes out and smacking a few balls straight. But no, we'll have the Sixers down on Wednesday, and it should be a good game. Good start to the T20 Big Bash season. Of course, that day the Ashes is starting as well, up in Brisbane at the Gabba.
That's not great timing, is it?
It's not great timing, but it's a good thing that the game's on after the Ashes. So a full day of cricket for some. Oh, very close to a caught and bowled there, early on the shot. Chapman chooses not to dive forward there.
I reckon Chapman back himself in here against Saf. Again, trained together for probably 2 or 3 years in the Raiders. Quite often Dahan has explained how hard it is to face Chappie with a duke, and again we see it go past the
Bruton there, just getting him all ends up.
Now 8 for 68. You wouldn't think he'd be looking to...
No, so I think the of trying to get on with it here. I mean, 6 overs left, so 13, and we're requiring 46 runs to win, so 10 runs as opposed to the balls remaining. You'd think that, yeah, something needs to start going here with these two boys, Edward Faulkner and of course Dion Cluta. Cluta. I'm never going to say it right.
Cluta.
Yeah, Big Saf.
Pretend it's spelled Clueta.
Big Saf.
Cluta.
So Big Saf.
Big Saf. Shout out to Beck in Hobart.
G'day, Beck.
She's not watching. She might be watching.
She might be watching.
Down there studying, I think, medical science, biomedical science. I don't know.
Maybe. Just a reminder to the for watching, of course, to buzz in on either Facebook, Instagram, or our text line on 0427291321. Get your text messages in and have them read out live on commentary today as Humie continues to bowl, or he comes back on, sorry. And Ed Faulkner looks to face the second ball of the over as we have a fielder moving around on the leg side.
Yeah, they've pushed him around from move more to square. I'm not sure he's going to be hitting it in the air by the intent shown so far.
Looks like these blokes have been inspired by the new Spider-Man movie that's just come out. They're spinning webs out there today.
It's not a bad shot from Ed there.
It's not
just
bad.
chips it.
Not bad chipping there. Got the pitching wedge out and just plopped it for one.
He does have a bit of a golfing background, young Ed. Only picked up the cricket bat, I think, at 14.
Not a bad effort for the young kid.
Father used to obviously be the president at the Launceston Golf Club.
Loves a Chardonnay. Does Rob. Fair bit of turnout there, I've heard from the fielders.
Zoom in again. Fire that up, and that's beautifully played from Saf.
How about the hands on it? And unsure of whether they were going to take one there, I think, for a second.
Now, I'll tell you what, was he just standing and admiring it beautifully?
I would be admiring that shot, to be fair. That was very well played. Let's have a look at that on the replay here.
He just got out to the ball nicely and just flipped the wrist through it. And Ed's just gone bang. He's just smacked that into the stand.
He says, thanks for coming. That'll be one Jade Selby stand 6 for me on the far wicket as well. What a shot by Ed Faulkner.
It was like he was off the fourth at Lonnie, wasn't it?
It was like he was off the fourth at Lonnie. Big bombs there, of course. Oh,
That was about 5 rows back. Not a bad strike from young Ed.
Let's have a look at that one on the replay as well, as we bit of a flat one and he just hoiks it. That looked marvellous from Ed Faulkner. Well played, young lad.
Quite a nice swivel on connection too.
Seen him play a few of those actually. He doesn't mind that shot. I think it was out on this ground as well in the same direction.
Chapman to continue. I think this might be his last over.
Westbury boys calling him Gary here. Unsure where that name comes from. Not a spin bowler, so it can't be Gary Lyon, aka Nathan Lyon.
Oh.
And beats Dehan Cloyd.
Now, is that just a carbon copy of the last 3 balls of his last over where Saf really didn't look like he knew what to do? Just sort of sticking the bat there, hoping he'd hit it.
Might as well have a crack here, Saf, I think.
Back himself in.
Need to get that run rate on if we're looking like any chance of fielding a win here today. Of course, it is 8 for 76, 38 runs to win with just the 29 balls remaining.
So still in the hunt if they can continue to score.
In the hunt, needing 8 and over, however, so...
But leaving the ball's not going to help you.
No, I think he just needs to look to get on with it here a little bit.
Just get bat on ball, drop and run.
If you lose your wicket, it's not really throwing it away at this point, but...
With no cover, you're pretty safe to drop it and run. No one on the leg side.
Yeah.
Behind square.
Just bat on ball would be sufficient.
There you go. Look at that for a shot. Beautiful.
Excellent shot there by Saf, just for the one though. Liam Ryan fields it and whips it into the bowler's end.
I must say, one of the better bats at the club, young Saf. Hasn't knocked it in properly, but it's still a cannon.
He's a cannon. Hopefully he can start to use it today to its best abilities.
Now Faulkner fresh off the 6 from the last over. Faces Chapman, yet to face Chapman. He'll probably look to hit that heavy lengthy bowls.
Heavy length it is. Looks for a hoik straight.
And I'll tell you what, I'm surprised he doesn't have whiplash. His head went up at a rate of knots there. You're not going to connect with many if that's the case.
How many knots do you reckon that was? Out of interest.
16.
16 knots? So just the 32 kilometres.
So he's flashed a short one outside the off stumps, down to third man for a single.
Fun fact, half a knot per kilometre an hour, 0.54.
Oh, that is great.
For those calculating along at home.
Chapman to Kluter.
Kluter opting to leave in... Oh, was it white? No, he's called over there. Confusing call there from the umpire. Wasn't sure if it was calling white or over. Looked a little bit strange. However, it is over. Saf opting to leave it there instead of
tell you what,
play a shot.
It's very perplexed. Perplexing
cricket,
isn't it? Leaving the ball.
4 overs left, so 24 remain in the kitty. 24 balls, of course, with 36 runs to win. If we calculate that out, I believe that is 9 and over. So run rate getting up there for the Lions now, and a lot to do for these tail end batsmen.
And look, Ed will back himself in to go over the boundary after last over against Hume. Just down the wicket and then just blocked it.
Does a bit too much for him.
So we got 3 on the boundary on the offside, 2 on the leg.
Oh, and he has launched that into the air.
Tell you what,
that has gone
one
for
bounce 4.
1 bounce 4. That was very, very close.
I tell you what. They've called it as a 6.
He signalled 6 there for some reason.
Oh no, that's corrected.
And corrected it.
Tell you what, he's looking like he's wanting to get on with it here. Striking the ball very nicely.
Edward Faulkner coming in at number 9 even, sorry.
6.4.
Providing some fireworks out here today.
Now they've just swapped the field to have 2 on the leg side there where he's been hitting them.
Goes on to the offside there to a short third man who fields it quite easily. Another good dot there, of course. Looking at the around the grounds from today, again, Tom Mowbray 8 for 113, South Launceston 1 for 99 currently, and Edward Faulkner's been knocked over there. as we went around the ground.
He was doing the right thing, backing away to try and hit on the offside, but the change in the field worked. Made him change his scoring areas.
South Launceston needing 13 to win off their remaining 5 overs there, so you'd think they would do that comfortably.
Pretty comprehensive win for them.
Our last wicket here will be Jonah Cooper. See how he goes today. If he manages to get us home, I don't think you'd not hear about that for too long. And gutsy, whatever he makes, it'll be.
I'll tell you what, there's one area you don't want to bowl him. It's on the Midland leg because he just helicopters you through the onside.
Absolutely. Has a big whip on him.
Mm-hmm.
Big follow through.
Bowled pretty well today.
Did bowl very well today. Very impressed with the young man.
Again, on debut.
Of course, him and Roy leading the charge for the Launceston Lions in the bowling innings.
A lot to ask of two pretty young heads.
Two pretty young debutants as well, so yeah, they've done quite well. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it done with a stick today. That middle order probably just lacking a little bit of runs there. Sevens from Tom Bennett and Ben Humphrey. Weary probably not going on to make as many as he should have, 2 off 2. Although at a click, not as long as we would have wanted him out there, that's for sure, because he can get going when he's out there. And unfortunately, there was too much left for the tail end to do in this innings, and a long tail it was with 4 lower end batsmen.
It really looks like he's getting the ball to spin back into the right hand, is he? Chapman must have only bowled 2 previously.
So 1 wicket in hand here, and looks like they're going to Wood to see if he can rip one through the lower end batsman, and 9 for 82 off the 17 bowled so far, so 3 overs remaining, 18 balls and 32 to win. Comes down to almost 11 and over there, which is, I dare say, too much for the last wicket.
Now, Wood tends to bowl back to the length, heavy length. Do you back Diane to pull over the top of the short mid-wicket fielder, or noodle them through point?
No, I reckon Wood just aims for Yorkers here.
Tries to go chalk.
Short of a lay out to point there. Bit of slow reaction from the fielder, and it just pops in for a dot. Cloyter on the front foot and with his hands out in front of himself a bit early there. Cluter, whatever his name is, Dion, with a big saff. Can he show some fireworks here and provide a bit of entertainment for the final part of this innings?
I think he should back himself in today.
Have a dig, get himself in, get a couple of runs on the board for the year, and call it a day.
3 out on the offside, 1 out on the leg.
He's got that's a great shot.
No run though.
And a dot backs himself in to get it done, I think.
By Steve Smith, a lot of hands hit the ball.
Many touches or pre-strike facing routine, sort of faces up and waits for Wood to bowl this one.
There's that Yorker you talk about.
There's that Yorker, absolutely. Put
Very
down
well
there by Murphy, I think, as well. A little edge there, which is gloves. Quite tall.
He'd be pushing 190, 195, I would think.
Absolutely.
Down the leg side there.
Handy. You need good feet down the leg side as well. Just need that steady base.
Oh.
Cluter plays a great cracking shot down to deep mid off there for 1.
He really threw the hand at that. So Jonah, again, strength off the pads.
We'll want to be not out here as well. It's a target of Jonah to not be out at the end of an innings.
I think it's always good to bat your 20 overs regardless of the position.
Loves red ink. How about it? Looking to play straight here and play through it. Practicing that shot off the legs there as well. Just waiting for Wood to make a slight mistake here, and Jonah surely won't miss out. Cracking shot by Jonah Cooper. You'll hear about that one at training on Tuesday night, and I'm sure around the grounds on Saturday as well, how he smoked one out to deep cover.
He's looking over to the stand saying, boys, did you see that?
Get me up the order.
I'm not a number 11.
Does that deserve a promotion? I think so.
I think we can see young Nash Cassidy over in the stands there.
Young Bash Cassidy having a dart.
Ex-Lion, ex-Mowbray player, now at Westbury himself, I believe.
Now at Westbury, having a quality health stick over there.
Two cars in the ground.
Not much going on around the grounds actually anymore. It's quietened off. I think a lot of the boys have probably headed home after grabbing their chicken burger and enjoying that one tonight, and opting to head home and watch this one on YouTube, I'm sure, for the rest of the evening. Listen to the great commentary.
Hume, full of a length. Jonah tried the little whip, but couldn't. Dot ball. Put a lot of flight on that. Cooper, space. And the hesitation, underarm in from the fielder.
Yes, run out twice in 2 games now, Cooper, in the late stages of the innings, trying to get quick ones. However, that'll be the end of the game, with Westbury comfortably winning that one, bowling Launceston out for just 84. Best of the batsmen for Launceston were 29 Dean Icefield and Dravid Rao with 18. Ed Faulkner providing 12 off his 13 deliveries which he faced, and not much chop from through there. Best of the bowlers, of course, Kieran Hume, 2 for 15, 2 run-outs in that innings as well, and 2 for 15 by Joel Lloyd, who really set their bowling innings up. Westbury with the bat there, Matty Battle got him off to a flying start and was probably the difference there for that team. Ollie Wood also providing 21 off his 27 and Chapman 20 off his 18 deliveries faced. Getting Westbury to 9 for 113. Best of the bowlers for Launceston today, really good signs as we said throughout the day, with Jonah Cooper 3 for 16 off his 4 and Roy Penn 2 for 9 off his 3. So some excellent signs there from the Launceston Cricket Club Young Guns. And we'll see you later. Thanks for joining us.